Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Indian report for the 31st of August. We'll also cover China, Hong Kong, probably have a look at Japan as well. With the Nifty here, we've been looking at it in terms of wave 1 and 2 here, and then a nice long third wave here in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, fourth wave and fifth wave up through to here. And as I noted last time, I've taken it from the BSE here because it had the best count here, and that's in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 here and 2 here. Probably have to drop that a degree, so that wave 1 needs to go over here, but just the count of 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, fifth, so going up to the third, but we have to drop this down 1 degree of structure. This is a little bit old, and this has moved up here a little bit further now, so just on the trading levels charting program, this is it here. So we had it counted to here, 3, 4, and going up here. So you can see here that we've got 1 and 2 here, and we're looking for 3, 4, and 5 here. So we're looking above the 4,000 in this instance here for this to play out here. So we can look for a classic trading levels pattern on the BSE here at 4,000. But coming back to this particular structure where we are, it's the same count, and yeah, so we just really need to look from wave 4 here to wave 5 here, how that's going to play out as such. Yeah, so let's go in and take a closer look at that. So picking up on this wave 4 here, we've got wave 1 and 2 in here, that can go there, and then this move through here would need to look at this as wave 1 and 2 in here. So, but we'll go into that in a bit more detail, but just to give you the scope of this situation here is that we still need wave 3 to come in, we need wave 4, we need wave 5 of 3 to play out here, and then wave 4 here. So we're in a bullish mode here for this, so that's all pretty good. You would need to watch out when the BSE hits that 4,000, you know. We'll just see how close that is to the 12 when this hits the 12,000 on that, but we'll just note that. Coming into the 1 hour chart here, just to pick this up a little bit here. So from wave 4 here, we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, and then I still think we've got all of this as the third wave here, so I should label this, but 1 and 2 here, and then 3 to here, 4 to here, and then 1 and 2 here. Let me just think this out here. It's not traveling very good. In fact, we may even have to put that in here actually. I'll have to double check that. It still leaves this to the upside here though. That will be that. Any long trades in here, we're going to stay long here. We don't want to be thrown out, but even if we do get a pullback, I'll be really conservative here. If somebody's got a count here, can they put it on one of the social media channels or something, or in the CFD trading forum, put it in there. If you've got a count on this, go to the CFDtradingforum.com. It's a new forum that we've got, and we can start using that to put charts in and then link them back to whatever social media that you're in. So just be conservative here. So it's possible to get an ABC pattern at this point here, but to me that would just give us another buying opportunity. Otherwise we'll drift, this will drift higher through here for this, so not a big deal in that regard. So I want to have a look, I'm just going to save this and have a look at the other markets. So I'll just start with China because it's on top of my list here. So we know that this is bullish here because we've just been working in terms of 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. This wave 4 here still may get a bit more complicated here, but it's built up a nice base here for this. So what we can do is just look at this here. The resistance is where it is here now, or close to it. So this is the second time it's testing that high here, so it's probably just going to continue up, but that 16,000 is pretty much where we're going to see that resistance come into play at that point there, obviously. So, but yeah, if this area finds support, rather, because I could count this here as being corrective or an impulse wave building. But what concerns me a little bit is this move down here. It's a little bit rough as an impulse wave, and it can be called a corrective wave. Little things like this high here overlaps this one here, or do we look at this as an A and a B in here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for that? So it's the reason I'm putting it here for is because in terms of retracements from wave 2 here, it's done its business here, and that should have been 40%, but it's at 50%, if not closer to 60%. So it doesn't need to come back down any lower than that, you know. I mean, obviously, as I always say, large numbers skew the wave count and extensions and retracements and whatever else in there. But the main point takeaway here with all of this, as it always has been, is that it's bullish. The other ones I wanted to have a look at, well, just Hong Kong. With Hong Kong here, it's got a kind of a bit of a weird count, but we're looking at it being bullish as long as the 25 here stays as the support, which is a medium level, and we were looking for this to be 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. So I can clean this up a little bit now. We're triggered in here long for this, so we'll just stay where we are with this for a bit. Let me just clean this up here. So at worst, we can get a 60% retracement coming in here for this. Which brings us down to this point here, so that's all good. So I wouldn't change my mind with this count here unless the 25 here became the resistance at that point. Okay, so we can just move that stop up into, just keep it under that trend line for the time being. But yeah, so that's all looking pretty good at that point. I'll need to check that, but that may already be in there, but I'll have to pull that apart here. But anyway, doing all the right things at the right time for this one. That's all good. And I wanted to have a look at the Nikkei as well here. So let me find that. Japan, that's it here. So I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 1 and 2, and then just looking at this as the third wave, an A and a B and a C for the fourth wave. Now it is possible to have wave 5 sitting on this top here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here and finished here, but I think that we may better off calling this here, as I've obviously mentioned before, because I can see my mess. So this can be 1 and 2 here, but we just need to know at what point that's not valid. So we will just expand this up a little bit, and we will look at this here. It's at the 50%, so that's nice. So I guess what we could do, and I can see plenty of support, so I'm looking at 22,500 here, and going through here, it had this consolidation at that level, and then it's really got all this deep support here as well that was resistance and so on, but now we can use it as support. So we wouldn't turn bearish in this unless this number here, the 12.5, became the retested resistance at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, probably an A, B, C here, but just be mindful that it can pull back down here before heading off, but otherwise it will just be something like this and continuing to move higher at that point. So just to be mindful of that. Let me just see if I can just get that on the tick chart. I mean, I'm thinking of this as the A, the B, and the C wave here. It's very sharp for a C wave, I have to say. But the other thing that's a little bit tricky about this here, I'm not seeing any impulse waves to the upside. I can see that that's impulsive, and then that's impulsive, but together they make an A, B, C pattern here. This is bullish corrective. I can see this is 5 waves in here, is an A and then a B and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. This is impulsive, a corrective. So we may have a situation where we have 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here building up, and that's why we're seeing this move in a powerful way here for this. The other point, I mean, normally we take the 61.8% from this top here, but you can also take it from this one here as well. So we'll do that just to give us a little bit more of an edge in this scenario. So that's the 61.8% here now for this. So that's looking good at that point. In terms of a setup for this here, this is just not finished though. This is 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 here. So all of these will have to be viewed as 1s and 2s in here, I think. Anyway, we don't really trade this that much, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I can see this has got further to go up here. So this is, you can go long, but the stops needs to go under here somewhere for this. And we should end up way up here above these guys here for this. All right, I'll just leave it at that for this. So thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.